Hello everyone and welcome to another video. In this video I want to share my opinion, my perspective on dietary fat and the intake and why I keep my dietary fat intake very low. First of all, what does very low mean? For me it means in any case below 10% of the calories that I take in every day and around 10 to 20 grams of fat a day, I would say. So if I have an intake of 2500 calories, for example, then 10% would be, I don't know, 26, 27 grams of fat. But usually I have less, and sometimes it's below 10, sometimes it's around 10, sometimes it's between 10 and 20. And sometimes when I make exceptions, and that is why I want to speak about it today, it is also higher because in the last 2 weeks I had more dietary exceptions than usual. So I was eating in a restaurant with a friend in an Ethiopian restaurant, very nice, but also fattier than I like to have my food. And another time I was eating out again, and it was also fattier and a little bit with baked potatoes from the oven with oil, and I felt it immediately. And that brought me back to this topic and to the question of why do I do it? Why am I so strict compared to many other people maybe in the society in terms of my fat intake? And the first reason is that I experienced low energy, sluggishness, and also compromised state of well-being after eating higher fat meals. That's the first reason. And the second reason is directly connected to it, and that is that I feel that fatty food has a high impact, a high load on my digestive system. So it is a high digestive task that I ask of my system if I eat more fat. And also I felt a change in digestion, that it was like not going as smoothly as usually for me, and I felt a little bit constipated, and I also had bloating and gas, which I usually only have very, very rarely, if ever. So that's the first two reasons, and the low energy also is connected. If my digestive system needs more energy, then I have less energy to do other things, of course. Then another reason why I try to keep it low or very low is that I don't like this greasy mouthfeel if I had a fatty or even oily meal. It doesn't feel really good in my mouth, and I don't like it. Another one is that I really could recognize it also in the last 2 weeks, that I had skin breakouts, and that I felt that my body may have more work to do with elimination, and the usual channels of the body of elimination were not enough. So my body had to eliminate toxins through my skin in the form of skin breakouts. And what I recognize also is that higher fat meals or fatty foods are for me dehydrating. Maybe with the exception of avocados, because they have a high water and high fat content, but usually it's more dry. If you think of nuts and seeds or oils, even if they are liquid, they are not hydrating, obviously. At least I don't experience it that way. And compared to carbohydrates that hydrate you, fruits, vegetables, or even something like pasta or rice, if you cook it, it absorbs the water, or a soup or potatoes have a higher water content also. Everything is low in fat. So I felt it's dehydrating, and my body needs way more water than I usually need just to process the more fatty food. So these were 5 reasons why I keep my dietary fat intake very low, and if you would summarize it in one point, I can say it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good to eat much fat. that's why I don't like to do it, and I do it very rarely. And now that I experienced it, how it is if I do it more frequently, I wanted to share this experience with you. Okay, hope you're doing well, and thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.